Welcome to the Victory Over Vasculitis Strength Training Level 1. Level 1 is going to be in a seated position. You can do it inside at your house, on the couch, in a kitchen chair, outside on a nice picnic table, or at a park on a bench. We're here today at the lovely High Point Athletic Complex track, utilizing the lovely outdoor space, getting some fresh air for Level 1 training. So our first exercise today, everything we're going to do from a seated position. We're going to start with good posture, so both feet are going to be on the ground directly in front of you. We're going to sit up tall. We're going to move forward on the bench a little bit with our butt, and then we're going to make sure that we're sitting up tall, sitting up upright. First exercise is going to be shoulder raises. So we're going to raise our hands by our side. We want our arms here at 90 degrees. We're saying touchdown for Victory Over Vasculitis. So the first exercise is going to be a shoulder press. We're going to just raise our hands up. We're going to do 8 reps of this exercise. We're going to just slowly raise our hands up towards the sky and then come back down, back to parallel there, and then do that 7 more times. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. One more, 8. All right. Moving on down the kinetic chain, we're going to start hitting the chest here with our next exercise. We have a chest press. So just like you're doing an imaginary push-up with yourself sitting up, you're going to put your hands back by your sides and elbows out, hands a little lower here, down by nipple height, and we're going to press out like you're going to do a push-up, but we're pushing the air here. We're going to do 8 reps. So nice and slow, controlling the movement. Elbows are coming back. That's 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 4 reps, making sure that we're keeping a nice steady pace. We're not going really fast. We're not going really too slow. We're keeping a nice steady pace. We've got 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. All right, we're going to finish with our arms straight out. We're going to have our hands straight front. We're going to continue to work the shoulder area here, and we're going to do front raises. So we're going to be working the front of the shoulder here and a little bit of the upper back. And so we're going to slowly raise our hands up over our head. We're going to do 8 reps of this exercise again, making sure that we're staying tall through our trunk. And we're going to raise our hands or pull our hands back down. So that's 1 rep of that. Make sure we're still moving very, very slowly. 3, 4. Make sure we keep our eyes facing forward, that we are not hunching, that we're keeping our posture tall. We're breathing in through our nose. It's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great. Next thing we're going to do is wave. Wave to our friends, wave to all of our other vasculitis patients. And we're going to do some tricep work here. So we're going to take our right hand, we're going to take it straight up, and then we're going to reach down behind ourselves like we're patting ourselves on our back, and then we're going to extend our hand back up. So we're working the back side of our arm here. So pressing straight up into the air. So we're going to go for 8 reps here. We're going to work the back side of the elbow here, back into this tricep area. Just pushing up. We're keeping that nice steady rhythm. Keeping that arm straight. That's 4. That's 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to wave goodbye with that hand, and then we're going to raise our left hand, hand straight up in the air. We're going to reach down and pat ourselves on the back because we're doing great with Victory Over Vasculitis. That's 1 rep. 2 reps, 3 reps, making sure we're getting a full range of motion, reaching back as far as you can. Don't try to reach further than you possibly can. 4 reps, 5. You can see here that tricep starting to work. 6, 7, and 8. Moving on to the lower body. We're going to move forward on the bench a little bit, or your seat in your home in the comfort of your living room. Making sure that we're still supporting ourselves here with our arms. We're going to now take our right knee and we're going to just pick it up as high as we can. If that's just a couple inches off the ground, just 1 or 2, that's totally fine. If you can pick it up as high as Art is here, that's also great. So we're going to do 8 lifts of this. So we're just going to pick this up. We're working up here into our hips. Oftentimes we get really tight, we get really weak when we've been sitting a lot. We're going to do 8 reps of this. So we're going to work that hip flexor area. Look and see how Art's shin and foot are staying at 90 degrees. We're not letting our toes point. We're not dancers. We're working on our athletic posture. We're making sure that we have a nice 90-degree angle there at the knee as well. 7 and 8. We're going to switch to the left leg here, making sure if we need to readjust, that's totally fine. We want to make sure that we're nice and comfortable between each exercise. We're going to pick up the left knee here, making sure that we're keeping our foot at 90 degrees. We're not letting our toes drop down. We're keeping all of the muscles in your leg engaged. Just picking it up nice and slow, putting it back down. Don't worry about trying to go further than you can. Art is a superstar and of course is going as high as he possibly can here, picking up multiple inches off the ground. 6, 2 more, 7, and last rep, 8. All right, moving on down the kinetic chain here, we're going to start working the thigh. We're going to do a leg extension. So Art's going to pick his leg up and straighten it out. We can put the foot down in between each rep if we need to. Art's able to kind of keep it up in the air here. We're going to do 8 reps again with this, making sure that we're squeezing the quad, moving nice and slow. Once again, we're not letting our toes point. We're keeping our shin muscles engaged, making sure that all of our leg muscles are working, that we're not just letting things kind of fly loose. We want to move with deliberate, slow movements. And 8. And we're going to move on to the left leg. Same thing. Make sure you're comfortable in between each exercise. Resetting your posture, giving yourself the correct cues, making sure that you're staying tall, keeping our upper body supported with our arms. And remember, if you need to, it's okay to reset between each one. You don't have to leave your leg in the air the whole time. You can put your foot back down on the ground to make sure that your muscles are getting the rest that it needs. Don't push yourself too far. Make sure that you're keeping your effort at a sustainable level. And 8. All right, next exercise is just going to be a straight leg raise. So our Art's gonna stick his right foot all straight out, and then we're gonna work on controlling the whole leg here. Once again, we're just picking it up as high as you can. If it's just an inch or 2 off the ground, that is totally fine. But Art's gonna brace himself with his arms, and he's going to pick his leg up 8 times. If you can keep it in the air the whole time, that's great. If you can't, make sure you reset at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is working some deep core muscles up in here as well. So that's working some of your lower abdominal muscles as well as your hips. 7. All right, we're going to readjust, make sure that we still have a good posture. We're sitting nice and tall. We're bracing ourselves with our arms on your couch or on your chair, making sure that the toes pulled towards the knee. There we go. That was a great correction. Making sure that leg's staying straight, that we're not letting it bend. We're controlling our movement, moving nice and slow. We're not rushing through things. Next one, we're going to work on working some of our core. We want to make sure that we have good rotational strength. We're not just thinking about core from the aspect of being the 4 or 5 nice little muscles on the front of your body, but core being all around you. So we're going to hold our arms up to the side, and we are going to engage our core. What does engage our core mean? That means we're going to squeeze our core muscles nice and tight. And then we're just going to rotate from side to side as far as you can, moving slow. So Art's going to start to the right, keeping his arms level. And he's going to come to the middle, and then he's going to go back to the other side. We're going to do 8 reps of that. That is 1 rep. That's 2 reps. That's 3 reps. Also notice how Art's eyes are following his hands. His upper body's moving, but his lower body's staying quiet. We're gonna make sure our feet are still flat on the ground. We wanna focus and keep those abdominal muscles nice and tight. Good. Two more. Perfect. Our posture isn't breaking down. We're staying nice and tall. Last rep here. All right. Good. All right. We're going to move back down to the lower legs here. We're going to make sure our feet are nice out on the flat surface out in front of you. We're going to work the back side of our legs here. So we're going to work our calf muscles. And what we're going to do is leave both feet on the ground, and we're just going to push into the ground with our toes and pick up with our heels. And so we're going to work that calf muscle. We're going to squeeze that muscle there at the top. We're going to go for 8 reps of these. 4, 5. If you'll notice with all of these exercises, we've started at the top of the body, we've worked our way through, and we're finishing at our base here. And 8. All right, we're gonna finish off the last exercise in level 1. It's everybody's favorite exercise. We call them here in level 1 stand up, sit down. Some people also refer to them as squats. Make sure we're gonna use our arms to get up and our arms to help us get down. We're not just jumping up off the couch or jumping up off the bench. We're gonna make sure that our feet are planted into the ground. They're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, so Art's gonna widen his feet a little bit here. Both toes are facing forward. Our eyes are facing forward. He's gonna lean forward a little bit, and he's gonna push off the bench with his hands and stand up. Then he's going to slowly sit back down, use his hands to help finish, and we're going to go for 8 reps of these. So that's 2. Make sure we're moving as slow as we need to, using our hands to help us push off, and using our hands to help find the couch or the bench here behind you. 5. When we get to the top, make sure we're standing all the way up. Art's doing a fantastic job of coming all the way up. He's not cheating. He's not staying in a half squatted position, keeping those muscles under tension. He's coming all the way up, pushing through his hips, staying tall. 6. Good. We're using our whole body to get up. We're not just relying on our quads, not just relying on our butt to get us up off the bench. Using our whole body. 2. Last one. And final. And that concludes level 1 of the Victory Over Vasculitis Strength Training